Welcome to Boost TV. We're here tonight at the Kaiserkeller, the place that the Beatles used to play way back in 1960 to 62. But now we're a bit more refreshing with the editors. And welcome to our show.
It seems like they haven't actually refurnished it since 1967.
A little bit, I must admit, yeah. I wasn't there, but it looked different on the photos at least. It was more black and white over here.
They might not have cleaned it since.
No, that's true, yeah. You have a new album in your package, and it's called In This Light and On This Evening. Tell us something about the new record and the slight changes.
Well, broadly, we've gone far more synthetic than our previous two albums. I mean, we've always used electronics in a certain way on our records, but certainly it's come to the forefront on this record. So we've got drum machines, synthesizers, vocoders, kind of, which trying to change the signal of pretty much everything we're using and make it a bit more unique. So, yeah, you certainly get a different feel for this record.
What I was a bit surprised because it still has, kind of a dark atmosphere and a bit sad. The lyrics are almost like poems. You can also just read them, and they are very impressive. But that was the case even in the past. But the fact that you use more synthesizers and less guitars was quite surprising. And even on MySpace, you could read fans, discussing prior to the release of the record what it's going to be like. Some were scared, and others were quite thrilled.
I mean, our aim was just not to repeat ourselves, to try something new and try writing with different instruments and different ideas for songs. That's simply what we were trying to do. And we thought if we'd come out with something very similar to what we'd done previously, all of our fans would be disappointed, no matter if they kind of want to hear something they're familiar with. I'm not sure that fans of ours, who I think we respect quite a lot, I don't think they want to hear the same old dross over and over again. So we're doing it for us mostly, but I'm hoping that everybody else would appreciate the effort too.
Absolutely. And the first single, Papillon, was just a perfect gave a perfect image of what it's going to be like.
Good.
And
I mean, that's what this first single's all about, isn't it? So you've got to give someone an introduction to how some of the album's going to sound. And yeah, it was certainly the most, the song with the most impact on the record.
Make your escape, you're my own papillon. The world turns too fast, feel love before it's gone. It kicks like a sleep twitch. My papillon, feel love when it's gone.
You've asked the fans to listen to the entire album, or to the album in its entirety, and to really get a close listening to it. And what was that all about? Are singles less important, or do you consider this kind of a concept album?
Concept?
It's not a concept album, no. We just think it's an old school way of being, whereas you write a record so it flows from start to finish, instead of people will buy a ringtone or listen to one song,
Yeah.
which, maybe people have got short attention spans. But we don't like that.
I mean, people are going to do what they want.
That's for sure.
They're going to pick up on certain songs, but we'd like them to listen to the whole thing because we think it works as an entire record.
Another really interesting fact is Flood, who was producing the album. Mark Ellis is his real name, who's been working with Nine Inch Nails and Depeche Mode in the past. I guess you too. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. How do such collaborations get together, and how do you meet up with someone who's been working with these bands before?
He just asked us. He'd been courting us for a while. So we saw him yesterday, actually. He was at our show in London. He's really rude, actually.
Is he?
Yeah. But like in a kind of a reasonably nice way.
Was it different working with him
Yeah,
compared to the older recordings?
Yeah, it was different. He likes kind of quite live sounds and weird noises and stuff like that. And He likes making dark music because that's his character, that's his personality, isn't he? He's a very, very dark kind of guy, weird, odd guy. So it just kind of reflects that.
Darling, just don't put down your guns yet. If there really was a God here, he'd have raised a hand by now. Now, darling, you're born, get old, and die here. Well, that's quite enough for me. We'll find our way home somehow.
So a final question, what does an average day for you guys look on tour? You just mentioned yesterday you've been in London.
Yeah, well, if it's today, then it's wake up and get on a flight, do lots of press, then do a gig. But usually it's like, well, tomorrow it'll be wake up, do a sound check, do lots of press, then do a gig.
Do you consider this more stressful, or is it still fun and joy being on the road and doing all that?
Yeah, I mean, like when it's sensible, when it's sensible, it's really good. When it's sometimes it's very hard.
Playing in different cities is what touring is all about, though, which is fun, absolutely. I think we all want to play in a good venue in a nice town and react with people that are buying our records and giving us careers. So, yeah, of course that's fun.
Well, it'll be a great show, I'm sure, tonight.
We're looking forward to it.
So have lots of fun. Thank you for having or sharing your time with us.
No problem.
And we wish you lots of success.
Thanks ever so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Like a sleep twitch.
Groove TV.